Hey there everyone, welcome to Corey Loses, where today we're going to be talking a little bit about the next playthrough we're going to be doing on the channel for Empire at War. So we're coming close to the end of our Awakening of the Bellion playthrough, as well as probably a little bit after the middle of the CSA playthrough we're doing right now. So the next thing that I want to do on the channel is our second community challenge playthrough. So this is a kind of unique Empire at War Let's Play where we only start with one planet, and then all of my units are chosen entirely by you guys. So if you watch any of our Thrawn's Revenge preview playthroughs, basically it's like what I do with the patron units for that, but everyone can have one, and those are the only units I use, and then when those are dead, they're dead. So basically, I have a limited number of units for me to use. I'm going to be live streaming the whole time. Or not the whole time. I'm going to live stream the whole playthrough. I'm not going to do like 24/7 live streams. Yeah. But yeah, so this video we're going to go over how to submit the units, what units are available to who, because it is broken up between there's a tier of units that's available to everyone who is subscribed to the channel, and then there's also tiers for patrons, sort of to try to make it fair both for me in the playthrough and for everyone watching. I tried to divide it as well as I could, making sure that there weren't going to be too many units that are super powerful but not too little to do the playthrough and still give some options for everyone. So hopefully you're all pleased with that. In the future I can try to make adjustments where necessary, but we've done this kind of playthrough once before on the channel. I think it was like last summer, so if you want to see kind of what that goes like, it was one of my favorite playthroughs to do actually, and I'd like to do it twice a year if we can. So we're this time going to be doing an Imperial theme, as you can probably tell from the title, where all the units available are going to be from the Imperial factions in 2.3 or in 2.2, whichever you want to refer to, but it's all the new units as well. And in the future, I think the next one we'll do is probably going to be like Clone Wars themed, and then after that I want to do one with like some of the smaller factions, so like Hapen or Siruvi stuff, where they're all grouped together. But anyways, let's look at the viewer units and how to submit them. So these are the units that are available to everyone watching. So there is a list of ships on the left here and a list of ground units on the right. The way this is going to work, previously I let everyone submit a space and a ground unit, and I used both. But we ended up with way too many units, and the channel's a little bit bigger since then. So in order to limit it, rather than limit the number of submissions, what we're going to try this time is have it so that everyone submits a space and a land unit, and then for each one, I'm going to choose randomly. So anyone who, I know people will have a preference for which they do, but I'm pretty sure we'd only get space units if I did it that way. So I'm going to say that for a submission to be valid and for me to use it, it has to have a proper submission of both a land and space unit. So you pick what kind of space unit you want or what kind of land unit you'd want. All the infantry are on this tier, as well as some of the light vehicles, so Time Maulers, Chariot LAVs, were ATPTs. They were, I think, the first. Okay, so ATPTs are supposed to be on here as well. They just got cut off, so I'm going to add that in. My bad. There we go. But yeah, so these are the ones you choose. You basically, you can look in the, these are all going to be submitted as a comment to this video. So I'm aiming to start the playthrough on Friday, February 8th. So I'm only going to be looking at submissions that are put in or comments up to February 1st. So if you want to have a unit in the playthrough, just make sure you leave a comment on this video as soon as possible, because it is a lot of work to get it set up. I have to make the map, I have to code all the units, and then we're going to talk a little bit about some of the extra patron stuff for the playthrough as well. So leave the submission by February 1st. If you look, I'll have pinned a comment in the comments section on how to do it as soon as the video goes up. Or I guess I can't comment on an unposted video, so it'll be up fairly soon. Basically, you just put the name of the, like, the type of unit you want, and then what you want it to be called. So like if I'd write you can see the example, but same thing for the ground company, what you want your ground company to be called. So you can have a stormtrooper company called like Alpha Squad, or the Corey Company. Carrick could be called Death's Embrace, or you can just name it your own name. The only rules that are for this is that it has to be stuff that is friendly for, like, family friendly. So nothing obscene, no hate speech, racist stuff, sexist stuff. Nothing that maybe you could say but I can't say, because there's some stuff people tried to submit last time that kind of fell into that category. So basically, if it's something that I can't say in the playthrough, I can't use the submission. So try to keep that in mind. If someone submits something inappropriate, I'll try to leave a comment and say, please choose something different. But depending on, like, there was a lot of submissions last time, so it may not be entirely feasible to do that, but just try to keep that in mind. So yeah, these are the units that are available to everyone. Take a look at the example submission in the comments, and I will try to get I'll get them all put in. Last time what I did was I put a spreadsheet out. So throughout the playthrough, there will be a spreadsheet linked in the description that'll show all the units that were submitted and coded in. And then between episodes, I'll put in the ones that are built. I'll highlight the ones that are built in green, and I'll highlight the ones that have died in red. And I'll try to keep track this time to do like a death montage video afterwards. I wanted to do it last time, but it didn't work out. There was someone who did keep track of the units that were dying in the comments, which is really cool. Hopefully someone else will be able to do that again this time, because that really helped me doing the spreadsheet. But yeah, so like with our usual playthroughs as well, the units at the other tiers will be available to patrons depending on their patron tier. So we'll go through what those are quickly. So for the first patron tier, you have Acclamators, Vindicators, Enforcers, Munificents, Neutron Stars, Storm Commandos, Nogri, and ATSTs. Unlike with the viewer level, patrons will get a land and a space unit because there's not quite as many of them. And patrons are also able to pick, in addition to the unit name, the fighter loadout. So all the information on this, all the specifics, are in the Patreon post that's linked in the description if you want more information on that. But at tier 2 for Captain, Gladiator, MTC, Immobilizer, 2M, T16, patron tier 3. This is also available to anyone who's a Twitch sub. So if you have like Amazon Prime or something and you get a free sub with that, if you want to use that on the channel, that would be valid for this as well. And then you just, for these submissions, you leave them on the post on Patreon. Victory 2, Victory 1, Dreadnought, ATAA, TX-130, Lancet. Then next we have tier 4 for Grand Admiral. There's Precursor, Inventor, IDT, TIE Crawler, A5 Juggernaut, B5 Juggernaut, LAT, tier 5 Grand Moff, IST-1, IST-2, Tector, Interdictor, Star Destroyer, SPM-AT, PX-4, A9, ATAP. And again, this is all going to be listed in the post in the description, so I'm just going through quickly. Then at tier 6, we have Emperor stuff. So Torpedo Sphere, World Devastator, Allegiance, Praetor, Secutor, XR-85, AT-AT, A6 Juggernaut, and ATTE. Then finally, something new for this playthrough, for the new Sun Crusher tier, which is a much higher tier, but this is stuff that's going to take a lot of work to do, which is why it's as high as it is. But these are what we're going to do for our heroes this time. So they can pick, patrons at this tier can pick any unit they want from any previous tier. They get a space and a land unit. These are going to be our heroes, like I said. So they get to pick, in addition to the name, they can submit an image to use as the icon. They can submit a backstory to use as a description. And then most importantly, they're also going to be able to submit an idea for a custom skin. So if they want their unit to be like if they want a purple Star Destroyer with some rainbow decals, that'd be an option. If they want to do a blue Acclamator with some other kind of logo on it, I can do that. I think I forget what color he chose, but one of the current patron heroes, for example, is going with like a rose theme for an Interdictor Star Destroyer, Brady. So I'm basically gonna have to work with them a little bit to get that done. That's why I can only do so many, and why it's such a high tier thing. But yeah, so hopefully that'll be cool. I think it should be, and the same rules kind of apply with all this stuff as for the first level, where it does have to be YouTube appropriate. That I'm going to stay relatively strict on. But yeah, so hope you guys are looking forward to this playthrough. Again, it's a lot of work to do. Last time it took a long time to set up, so that's why I'm starting it on the 8th. Did I say 9th before? Either way, it's starting on the 8th. Have your submissions in for the viewer level on Friday the 1st. If you become a patron at any point during the playthrough, you can add your submissions. It's just easiest to keep track of the viewer stuff. So, and also if you've submitted a viewer submission before, and then you become a patron, you can go for one of the higher tier ones. But yeah, so again, I tried to make this all as fair for everyone as I could. I think it should be a really fun playthrough to do. I really liked the idea of getting everyone in on it, and that's part of why I want to stream the whole thing. It'll be streamed on Friday nights. The VODs will be available from the time it's streamed on. I will keep the camera thing on for it the whole time as well. So again, it was a lot of fun last time. People really got into it. I think there's a lot we can do with this going forward. If you have any suggestions for it, I think after we're done, I'll do, like at the end of the last one, I'll do a little recap with everyone there, and we'll talk a little bit about what can make it better in the future. Because there'll be some like trial and error kind of stuff with it. And again, I'm trying to make it as fair for everyone as I can, trying to get everyone involved as much as I can, as much as is reasonable, without giving myself like too many units or too many strong units, because it is supposed to be a challenge. But yeah, so again, leave your request for units on this post or on the Patreon post, depending on the tier, and I will get it all coded in. I'll start coding it in as soon as possible. I'm going to probably stream making the map again. I did that last time because it is a one planet star map. It'll be a custom map that we make for the playthrough, and we'll probably go for 100 planets, 100 planets, single planet start, randomized starting forces on the other planets. Probably 3 or 4 enemy factions to fight against. But yeah, so I guess I'll say last that one of the most common requests with the last time we did this was for me to release the version of the mod being used for it. But there are 2 main problems with that. The first is that I'll have to be like coding in and deleting units as we go. Otherwise, there's some significant bugs that can happen. And the second thing is that gets a bit too close with the Patreon tiers to like charging for mod content or taking money for mod content, which would be very bad and illegal. So I can't do that. What I would like to do eventually is work out some kind of way to implement this kind of challenge mode for GC into the mod without like the named ships and all that. Because we already have survival mode, and we're going to be updating that, obviously, because it's broken in 2.2. But I would love to be able to do it for a GC mode as well. Anyways, again, hope you guys are looking forward to it. Again, it should be a lot of fun. Hopefully nothing goes horribly wrong. It'll be a lot of work, but I think it'll be worth it. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.